everyone, I'm Shivali and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing well. For today's video I thought I would do another science experiment. So I think about 2 or 3 weeks ago now I filmed 5 easy science experiments you can do at home, which was really fun and I got quite good feedback on it, so I thought why not film another one today. If you haven't seen that first video, I'll leave a link in the description. It was really fun. We did homemade lava lamps, there was invisible ink, all sorts, so yes, definitely check that out. But for today's science experiment, I'm going to be creating rainbow flowers. I know what you're thinking, flowers already come in a range of rainbow colours, but for this video I'm going to be transforming white flowers into these rainbow colours. So for the experiment you're going to need a few bits and pieces. So obviously you're going to need some white flowers. I bought these just in Aldi yesterday. If you can't find a full white bouquet, don't worry. Get yourself a mixed one with a few different white ones in it. You can just pick them out. You're going to need some food colouring. So there's not too many in the shop, so if you can only get 1 or 2, don't worry about it. I've gone for black, green and red. And then you're going to need some kind of containers to keep each of the flowers in. So glasses, I've got some plastic cups here, but yeah, if you've got glasses, that's completely fine. It's quite a good idea if they're transparent so you can see the colours, but completely up to you. I've got some scissors here. If you're a child, please be very careful with these. Maybe ask an adult to help you. And then you're also going to need some water. So I've just filled up a big jug here with water. So that's basically what you need. I've got a few other bits and pieces, but I will explain what they're for later. So to start off with, you're going to take your flowers. I said I'm going to do 3, because I've got 3 cups there in 3 different colours, but however many flowers you're going to do. So I'm just going to pick 3 nice flowers out of here. So you can see there's loads on one stem, so I'm just going to get rid of some of the excess leaves from the bottom there. Trim those away. And I want this to be able to prop up in the cup, so I'm going to have to trim it down a bit. I don't know if you know this, but whenever you trim a stalk, you should cut it at an angle. So let's just do that now. So I'm going to cut it about here. Let's just double check that that's going to stay propped up in the glass. Maybe a little bit shorter. You don't want the whole glass toppling over. So I'm just going to pull off some more of the leaves. Like this. And give it another trim at the bottom. Again, remember to cut it on an angle. So let's try that again. And by the time that's got some water in it, it should be easy enough to balance. So yeah, repeat that as many times as you need. So I'm going to do that 3 times. I'm going to put a quick time lapse on because it's not the most exciting part to watch, but yeah. Okay, so I've now got my 3 little flower bunches, very pretty. So I'm going to set them to one side now. You can move your flowers aside. All that, I'll tidy that up later. Next, we're going to take our cups. So yeah, I've got my 3 here. And you're going to fill them about halfway full with cold tap water. Okay, so next up, you're going to take your food colouring. So let's start with black. It's going to be some pretty gothic flowers, but so you want about 5 or 6 drops. I don't have a dropper, so I'm just going to do it by sight. It's not a precise thing, just do as much as you think. That should be plenty. So that's the black one there. I've also got green. So again, 5 or 6 drops just in there. Should be plenty. And finally, I've got red. And again, 5 or 6 drops. Okay, so those are my 3 colours of water out there. And now we're going to place our flowers in each of them. So Pop them in there. Pop you in there. And pop you in there. Now, this is going to take about 24 hours. So I'm going to set them to the side. And I'm going to try something a little bit ambitious. So those are going to be the single color ones. But what I'm also going to try and do is create one stem which has different colors in it. So the way I'm going to do this is grabbing my extra equipment here. So I've just got a chopping board and a knife. Be very careful around knives, obviously. I've got two slightly smaller bottles here. Just little dropper bottles, but yeah, just because I need to keep the stems together. And two little funnels just for filling those up so there's not too much mess. So what I'm going to do this time is grab another flower, do the same as last time, picking off the excess leaves and stuff. Again, trim it so it's a bit shorter at an angle. And this time what I'm going to do is very carefully cut down the stem so it kind of splits into two. And then what we're going to do is, like we did with these, fill these with water and food colouring, but split the stems into the two bottles so hopefully they're touching both colours, if that makes sense. So yeah, very carefully with your knife, cut down the middle of the stem. Just like that. So you should have two stems kind of like that. Okay, like I did there, I'm just going to fill these with your water and food colouring. So get my little funnels. That is the cutest funnel I've ever seen. And just fill that with water. So for this, I'm going to go for green and red. Black's a little bit gothic for me, so yeah, get your green and just a few drops again. That should be plenty. And then same again, but I'm going to do red in this bottle. Okay. And this time I'm going to add a few drops of my red food colouring. Okay, so now I'm just going to move those funnels away to there. And so with my split stems, you'll see this kind of makes sense why I'm using smaller bottles now rather than the big cups. You're going to carefully push those stems down into the bottle. So I think I'm going to have to cut a little bit higher just so that it... That should work this time. So down into the bottle so that the stem is touching the water this time. Okay, I think that's worked. This one is a little bit experimental, so move that carefully to the side. Now, as you know, this is a science and technology channel, so of course I'm going to explain to you the science of what is going on here. So flowers have their own kind of plumbing system, if you will, called the xylem, and that's responsible for transporting water all around the flower. So if you think you normally put your flowers in a vase, you'd only put water in the bottom. So the way that that water then reaches all the way through to the petals is through this system called the xylem. So now that we've added food dye, this is also going to get transported up through the xylem and hopefully turn our petals a beautiful shades of the rainbow. So yeah, there's my little science spiel. It wouldn't be this channel without it. I would recommend keeping an eye on them. If you don't notice any changes in a few hours, maybe add a little bit more food colouring to the water. But yeah, in 24 hours or so, hopefully we should see some changes to the petals. So yes, I will see you in another 24 hours. So as you can probably tell by the quick outfit change, this is now 24 hours later. So I checked on the flowers throughout the day yesterday, and they actually started picking up the colour pretty quickly, so I didn't add any extra dye. And now it's time to check out how they're looking after the full 24 hours. So I've got to say, I've got pretty mixed results. So let's start with the pink ones. They've actually picked up quite a lot of colour. They've kind of created almost a stripe on the flower. I expected the petals to pick up more of the dye, but it actually creates quite a pretty pattern, almost like a tie-dye effect, you might say. I know tie-dye is very in at the moment, so yeah, quite a cool one. So that's the pink one there. The green one, very similar, have picked up this really nice, vibrant green colour, again in this kind of stripes. Not the green I expected, but really pretty actually. Almost like you've gone over the petals with a highlighter. So those are the best ones. The black one, I don't know what happened, but it did not work at all. And the petals actually look like they're dying a bit. So yeah, maybe avoid using black if you can. And then the one where I split them in two, I wouldn't call it much of a success. Some of the flowers have picked up a tiny bit of colour, but none of the petals have both the pink and the green. So yeah, I wouldn't say that was the most successful experiment. So yeah, it's a pretty simple one. I wouldn't say it's the most effective experiment. I was really expecting the petals to completely pick up the colour and transform from white to green and pink and black. But it's still quite pretty, and it's a really fun way to show how water moves through the plant through the xylem. So I hope you have all enjoyed that. I've got so many other science experiment ideas under my belt, so if you do want to see any more, then please do let me know. Or if you prefer the kind of techie side of things, then yeah, please leave me a comment. I would love to know. But yes, and again, if you do try this yourself and it works better for you than it did for me, please tag me on social media. I'll leave all my links in the description below. And thanks so much for watching. Bye!